One of the issues that we've discussed before on here, I'll put a video link somewhere hopefully for the video we did on best fretboard wood. It's just, yeah, choosing the wood that's sustainable, that's appropriate for fretboard. Nice hard wood would be good. Anyway, so that link is there. Zach was fortunate enough to come across some Honduras rosewood in a estate sale. This wood had been sitting in a garage for probably 30 years. Yeah, somewhere around there. And so as he's cutting it up into usable pieces, some of them just aren't big enough, wide enough because of knots or whatever to turn into back and sides. And so we have these offcuts sitting around. Unfortunately, oftentimes they've been cut off of maybe just something that's just too thin to be a fretboard. Some of them we can go directly to fretboards, but these offcuts do happen, and they're beautiful looking pieces of wood. So this video is going to be about how we take that and laminate it with another piece of hardwood and make a fretboard out of it. How thick is the thing again?
Well, we're gonna aim for 7 millimeters off the sander.
All right, so that's a lot. Then 5 is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's most of the fretboard.
Yeah. 4 would be definitely enough, probably.
But like back and side sets are usually 4 or 5 millimeters or so, right, which is too thin for a fretboard, right? But it's usable for a fretboard if you laminate.
Right.
Or like glue it to another substrate. But yeah, the radius, a 10-inch radius, only takes out about 2.5.
Use that one.
I mean,
okay.
no, yeah.
Okay, can I buy one that you're not?
I think this is
way too thin.
Yeah. Darn. Actually, it might be thick enough on this end.
Okay. Need a couple. So let's see. You said that one?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
I like this one.
Okay.
It's pretty much quarter sawn, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of flat on
a little bit on the edge. Yeah.
On that left edge, the sap side.
No. The
On
other
the outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This one's very flat. That one's a nice. It's
pretty flat though, isn't it?
It is fairly flat, but it doesn't really matter when we're laminating, right?
Okay.
So as long as there's no cracks in it, there aren't any cracks.
Let's pull these ones out. How many do I need? Yep.
We're through.
Alright. And what are you going to stick in there?
This guy. Ooh. Perfect. Okay.
Right, and then the other side we've got a double one.
Double wide. Okay.
Cool.
Now we do need to keep these in order, because these drill holes are not straight.
Okay. toothpick is out.
Oh man. I have to wait a little bit. Oh.
What happened there?
Just glue coming up. Remember there were little checks in this one?
Alright.
Probably coming in up in there. I'm going to show you how we cut small pieces on the table saw safely. Obviously putting small pieces through the table saw is a bit dangerous because you've got not very much space between your fence and your saw blade, and the piece is small, so trying to hold on to it while you're pushing it through can be dangerous. So one of the main things is you need to make sure that you don't have the piece binding between the table saw, the blade and the fence. Sometimes your fence, a lot of times your fence is not perfectly parallel to your blade. So if you're putting the piece through and this space gets narrower by the end of the blade, obviously the blade is going to want to grab the piece. So what I do in this case is I just want the fence to direct where the wood is going into the blade at the beginning of the blade. And then as soon as it comes through, I want it to be loose. I don't want it to bind. So by adding a strip like this up to the front edge of the blade, I am guiding the piece where I want it, but it's not going to bind. So I could clamp like this onto the fence, but I also have another issue because with thin pieces, oftentimes your piece of wood will want to ride up and it won't stay down. So you can use a feather board or something like this, which is an offcut from a fingerboard, and it's a bit flexible at the end. So if you clamp this in place like so, then I can put a piece under, and it's going to, I'll put a little bit more pressure on it. So there, see how it's flexing up? That's what I want, because it's going to keep it down. Another important note is this table saw insert. It's supporting the piece underneath. So you want a table saw insert that's not, it doesn't have a huge gap where the piece is just going to get pushed down into the gap. So I'm going to cut this about this width, and should we show how it works in operation?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's nice to have somebody else on the other end, but you're going to be holding the camera, so I'll do it myself.
What do you want me to do?
Just film.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's, you can see it twisted at the last minute a bit, but it's actually a nice cut still. It's a really good cut. There's one binding strip. I can keep going. If it starts getting a little wonky along this edge, I'll just pass it over the jointer once and keep going. But it should be good. There. This is a fingerboard binding strip, by the way.